Today for my ISP presentation, I will be showing you all about the Netherlands, which is a small and flat country in Europe. The Netherlands is located in the continent of Europe on the west coast, close to England, and next to and Germany and France. This is a picture of the Netherlands itself, and it has 7 provinces, and later on you'll learn the names of them. The Netherlands started the actual civilization was started by the Romans a long time ago, and this is an example of a Roman fort, which later became a city known as Rotterdam and many others, such as the capital was also started by Romans. The natives there, which were called the Dutchmen and Dutchwomen, rebelled against the Romans and didn't exactly win, but the Romans needed their forces somewhere else, so they left the land, and that's how the Netherlands started. And then finally, monarchy was created. World War I passed before, but they did not get involved in there. But they did sadly get involved in World War II because, like I said earlier, Germany is next to the Netherlands. So the Netherlands was one of the first countries to get invaded. So Germany invaded, but Jews were mistreated all during the World War II. An example of a Jew is Anne Frank, who's famous all over the world, who lived in the Netherlands in Amsterdam. Finally, they were freed by the Allies, which were England, Canada, the USA, and yeah. The Netherlands, because so much bombing had taken place and destruction during World War II, the Netherlands started rebuilding and started making newer technology. This is an example. This is a picture of people rebuilding Rotterdam. But what happened was an example of how the Netherlands became liberal was when hippies came. They said people should choose for themselves. So the Netherlands is now one of the most liberal countries on earth, which means people can decide for themselves. So drugs like marijuana are legal. So like I said earlier, monarchy was created, and this is the queen today. Her name is Queen Beatrix, and she will be abdicating on April 30th, which is in 18 days, and her son Willem-Alexander will be the first king in 150 years. Yeah. The government is the second chamber, which has many seats, as you can see here. It's sort of like a room where the government works together. Elections are now back to writing on paper due to that election machines faced problems in the 2008 elections. But last year was the 2012 elections. So there are 180 seats here, and the head of the second chamber needs to have at least half of the seats, which are 90. Yes. And of course, every country has its own special delicacies. The Netherlands are famous for bread toppings, pannenkoeken, and stamppot. bread toppings are made by various companies, but by far one of the most famous companies is called De Ruiter, and the other one is Vets, but that's more supermarket-ish. Pannenkoeken are basically crepes or pancakes, where you put syrup or sugar on top, and stamppot is mashed up potato and all these different vegetables with sometimes sausage on top. Religion in the Netherlands. The Netherlands is considered a Christian country, but the second highest religion is Islam. And there are also lots of others, but those are the main two, with Christianity ranking. And by probably which most people are non-believers in anything. This picture, the main points of this pictures are the church, and some other things are a random goose and my grandpa and grandma's house down here. This is in their hometown. Holidays are Saint Nicholas or Sinterklaas in Dutch, and he has a red hat and a great beard, and he has a horse named Amerigo. And that's the queen I earlier showed, and there's, on April 30th, it's Queen's Day. Her daughter, Queen Beatrix's birthday, but it will be changing from next year due to that the king was born on April 27th to King's Day. Also, St. Nicholas has black helpers, which are not really black, but actually white people totally covered in black powder. And there's also a lot of candy with it. And the idea is that he comes riding in the night on the top and leaves presents in houses. And and it's such a big event that they even have and he always rides a steamboat from Spain. And it's such a big event that there's even a whole kid program, which is sort of like a news about what's happening with them, with all active people. Sports. The Netherlands' official sport is soccer, but people love ice skating, which is once the ice comes, everybody grabs their ice skates and starts skating. As you may have seen at Winter Olympics, the Netherlands gets a lot of gold medals in ice skating. And the Dutch soccer team is world famous, having ranked second place in the World Cup in 2010. The national color is orange, so that's why their uniforms are orange, and that's the Dutch flag, red, white, and blue. Trains, boats, and buses. Many people have boats because the country is next to the sea, and almost the whole country is below sea level, so that means there's a lot of water and dikes. That's why many people have their own little boat. The main bus company is Connexion, which operates buses all over the country, even in the middle of nowhere, which there hardly is because it's such a small country. And the main train company is NS, with this train as an example, which I also drew on this painting. See these things? That's called the koploper, so like head runner, because it goes really fast. Air travel, the main two airlines in the Netherlands are KLM, which some of you might have seen here in Tokyo, this airplane, because the name is Tokyo, and Transavia, which is the low-cost carrier. I chose this topic because I wanted to show you more about my home country, because I always seem to be wandering off and talking about it sometimes. And I also personally wanted to learn more about my own country because I've only visited, never lived in there. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm going to show this video Oh, like everyone asks me why I don't call all the Netherlands Holland. So this video will be very fast. So not everything is important, but it will maybe get a main point across by why we don't call it Holland.
Welcome to the great nation of Holland, where the tulips grow, the windmills turn, the breakfast is chocolatey, the people industrious, and the sea tries to drown it all. Except this country isn't Holland. It's time for the difference between Holland, the Netherlands, and a whole lot more. The correct name for this tulip-growing, windmill-building, hagelslag-eating, container ship-moving, ocean-conquering nation is the Netherlands. But confusion is understandable. The general region has been renamed a lot over 1,000 years, including as the Dutch Republic, the United States of Belgium, and the Kingdom of Holland. But it's not just history that makes this country's name confusing, because the Netherlands is divided into 12 provinces. Groningen, Drenthe, Overijssel, Gelderland, Limburg, Noord-Brabant, Zeeland, which, by the way, is the Zeeland that makes this Zeeland new, Friesland, with adorable little hearts on its flags, Flevoland, Utrecht, and here's the confusion, North Holland and South Holland. These provinces make calling the Netherlands Holland like calling the United States Dakota. Though, unlike the Dakotas, which are mostly empty, save for the occasional jackalope, the two Hollands are the most populated provinces and have some of the biggest attractions, like Amsterdam and Kopenhagen. Chances are, if it's Dutch and you've heard of it, it's in one of the Hollands. Even the government's travel website for the country is holland.com, officially because it sounds friendlier, but unofficially it's probably what people are actually searching for. Confusion continues because people who live in the Hollands are called Hollanders, but all citizens of the Netherlands are called Dutch, as is their language. But in Dutch, they say, Nederlands spreken de Nederlanders in Nederland, which sounds like they'd rather we call them Netherlanders speaking Netherlandish. Meanwhile, next door in Germany, they're Deutsche sprechen Deutsch in Deutschland, which sounds like they'd rather be called Dutch.
Okay, so yeah, it was very fast moving, but the main point is that's why you don't call it Holland, because it's just 2 provinces out of 12. So I chose it. The Bible said I want the for my biblical perspective. I chose Revelation 7:9, which basically says that countries will be divided and stuff under God in the judgment and like under God's kingdom. So this is one of, and I think in all of it, the Netherlands is one of those countries. Because it has a lot of its own unique things and is part of God's creation. Thank you.